I, Raviranjan Tiwari. Today I am going to teach you first flight for class 10th, Nelson Mandela, A Long Walk to Freedom. In previous classes, I have taught you about this chapter. I have already taught you about apartheid system. Nelson Mandela described about the inauguration ceremony, and he describes about his people, about the evil of apartheid system. He described about the courage of African people who fought against this evil system. Today, I continue my lecture, and please listen carefully. It is from these comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage. Time and again, I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. I have seen men stand up to attacks and torture without breaking, showing a strength and resilience that defies the imagination. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the trump over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Through these lines, Nelson Mandela described about the struggle, describes about the comrades in the struggle, and he said, I learned so many things from them. The courage is the most important things I learned, and time and again, I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. Idea is an important fact of human beings. Our lives depends on idea. Idea shows our moral elevation. Idea is the precious gifts of God. So, for this idea, people lost their life, people lost their wealth, everything they ready to lost to save their idea, to spread their idea. Idea is a things, idea related to the cultural development of human beings. There are two types of development we find in history. First is the development of civilization and the development of culture. Idea related to the development of culture. So, the people of South Africa lost their life, lost their wealth to save their idea, to spread their idea. Nelson Mandela remembered those things. I have seen men stand up to attack and torture without breaking, showing a strength and resilience. Resilience means the ability to deal with only kind of hardship and recover from its effects. That defies the imagination. People stand up to attack and torture without breaking. and to save and the restless and defies the imagination. Nelson Mandela remembered all these courageous activities of South Africans. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear. One thing I wanted to say you, fear. Fear is the most important gifts of God. Without fear, no meaning of our life. Life means fear. जिंदगी का अर्थ होता ही भय. And we struggle against these fears, those fears. और हम लोग उस भय के खिलाफ हमेशा स्ट्रगल करते रहते हैं. We try to conquer on fear. So Nelson Mandela remembered here, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear. Means their courage, the courage of South Africans was not the absence of fear, full of fear, but the trump over it. Means the people struggle against the fear and trump over it. It is the precious things for human beings. It is the jewelry of human beings. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid. Here Nelson Mandela defines the brave man. Give a good definition of brave man. The bravery means not feel afraid. Bravery, the brave man is not who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. बहादुर वह नहीं होता है जिसको डर नहीं होता है, बल्कि बहादुर वह होता है जो डर पर विजय हासिल कर लेता है, डर पर जीत हासिल कर लेता है. उसे हम बहादुर कहते हैं. The ideas of Nelson Mandela or the ideas of Mahatma Gandhi in India related to each other. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes from naturally to the human heart, then its opposite. Through these lines, Nelson Mandela described a very important things of human beings. First, the important things for human beings is love and hate. These two ideas are precious than the other. They are opposite to each other. And Nelson Mandela described his feelings, and he said, no one is born hating another person because of the color of the skin, his skin. किसी व्यक्ति का जन्म से ही वह किसी के रंग से, उसके बैकग्राउंड से, उसके धर्म से नफरत करने के लिए नहीं होता है, बल्कि इंसान जो है नफरत यहां पर सीखता है. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. अगर नफरत सीख सकता है तो उसे प्यार भी सिखलाया जा सकता है. But one thing you always remember, love is the natural flow of human beings, natural gifts of human beings. And if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes from naturally to the human heart. Then its opposite. Even in the grimmest time in prison, When my comrades and I were pushed to our limits, I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards, perhaps just for a second, but it was enough to reassure me and keeping me going. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. आदमी के अंदर जो अच्छाई होती है उस अच्छाई को छुपाया जा सकता है, उसे बुझाया नहीं जा सकता। जो अच्छाई है का फ्लेम होता है, जो उसको मतलब छुपाया जा सकता है लेकिन बुझाया नहीं जा सकता है। उसको हम सांसारिक नफरत से ढक देते हैं लेकिन उसे समाप्त नहीं कर सकते। इट इज द नेचुरल हैबिट फॉर ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग्स। सो नेल्सन मंडेला डिस्क्राइब्ड about the nature, about the human beings, and we are the product of nature. So we do something and we learn something about the nature. And Nelson Mandela argued the people of South Africa or the people of world who participate in that inauguration, he tries to express their feelings about the love, about the hate, and about the human beings' activities. So, through these lines, Nelson Mandela described so many things, and I continue my lecture. But today I want to stop my lecture, and I suggested students to try to do some questions related to the text. So you go through the text and you find how important things and how you are able to answer these questions. Some important questions I give you, so I give you, so you try to answer these questions. Question number first: what do the military general do? Military general do? How has their attitude changed and why? Next question: why were two national anthems sung? Question number third: how does Mandela describe the system of government in his country in the first decade and in the final decade of the 20th century? Question number 4: what does courage mean to Mandela? Question number 5: which does he think is natural, to love or to hate? These are the very important questions. So you try to answer these questions, and I hope you are able to do so. So thank you. Today I stop my lecture.